The village of Maziwa, nestled between rolling hills and golden grasslands, lay the peaceful village of Maziwa. It was a place where all animals lived in harmony, each playing a role to keep the village thriving. Elephants fetched water, birds carried messages, and the monkeys kept the trees lively. Among them lived Shui, a small but clever hare, known for his wit and wisdom. But not all creatures of Maziwa were content with sharing and kindness. There was Hyena, the greediest of them all. Hyena always wanted more. If there was a feast, he would take the biggest portion. If there was a hunt, he would eat before anyone else. The other animals tolerated his behavior, but deep down, they wished he would learn a lesson. Little did they know that day was coming soon. Meet Shui, the clever hare. Shui was small but sharp-minded. Whenever a problem arose in Maziwa, the animals turned to him for solutions. He never used brute strength like the lions or speed like the antelopes. His greatest weapon was his intelligence. One afternoon, Shui sat under a baobab tree, nibbling on a root, when he overheard two young antelopes whispering, "Hyena stole our fruits again." One said, pouting, "He tricked me into giving him my share." The other added, Kui's long ears twitched. He had heard this complaint before, and it was time to act. He would teach Hyena a lesson he would never forget. Hyena's greedy ways. Hyena prided himself on his cunning ways. He would trick smaller animals into giving him their food, claiming he needed it more. If anyone protested, he would flash his sharp teeth and scare them into silence. One day, as the village prepared for the annual harvest festival, the animals collected food to share. Hyena, as expected, had no interest in helping, only in eating. While others gathered berries, roasted nuts, and prepared honey, Hyena sat near the food pile, scheming. That evening, Shui watched from a distance as Hyena snuck into the food storage, stuffing his belly while everyone slept. The hare grinned. "He's making this too easy," he thought. The first conflict. Morning arrived, and the animals discovered the missing food. A great commotion arose. "Who could have done this?" the elephant asked. Shui stepped forward. "We all know who benefits the most from stolen food," he said, eyes landing on Hyena. Hyena smirked, but said nothing. The villagers sighed in frustration. They could not prove it, and Hyena knew that, but Shui was already plotting. Kui's first trick, Shui decided to set a small trap. That evening, he placed a basket of juicy berries near the village center, pretending to leave it unattended. As expected, Hyena couldn't resist. Just as he reached out for the berries, a loud voice boomed. "Stealing again." Hyena. Startled, Hyena jumped, knocking over the basket. The villagers laughed as Shui shook his head. "Greed will be your downfall, my friend," he warned. But Hyena did not listen, and so Shui knew he had to do more. The festival feast. The annual harvest festival was the biggest celebration in Maziwa. Every animal contributed, and in return, everyone enjoyed a grand feast. Hyena, of course, saw it as an opportunity to eat more than his fair share. Shui watched carefully, waiting for the perfect moment to teach Hyena the ultimate lesson. Kui's grand plan. Shui knew that Hyena would never learn unless he faced real consequences. He devised a clever trick to trap Hyena in his own greed. He whispered to the other animals, and they eagerly agreed to help. That night, Shui approached Hyena with a sly grin. "I've discovered something incredible," he said. "A hidden feast unlike anything Maziwa has ever seen." Hyena's eyes widened. "Where?" he demanded. "Follow me at dawn," Shui whispered, leading Hyena toward the deep pit near the river. The pit of plenty. As the sun rose, Hyena eagerly followed Shui through the tall grass. They reached a deep pit covered with leaves. "The feast is inside," Shui said, "but be quick before anyone else finds out." Without a second thought, Hyena leaped in, expecting a bounty of food. Instead, he found himself trapped at the bottom of the pit. Shui peered down and chuckled. "You see, Hyena, greed has finally led to your downfall." The other animals gathered around, laughing and shaking their heads. The trapped Hyena, Hyena, scrambled to climb out, but the pit was too deep. "Help me," he pleaded. The animals looked at each other. "Only if you promise to change your ways," the elephant said. Hyena hesitated, but he had no choice. I promise, he muttered. With vines and teamwork, the animals pulled him out, but they watched closely. Had Hyena really learned his lesson? Hyena's temporary change. For a few days, Hyena behaved himself. He shared meals, avoided tricks, and pretended to be a changed animal. But deep inside, his greed still burned. One evening, he muttered to himself, "Shui embarrassed me in front of everyone. I must get my revenge." Hyena's revenge plan. Hyena devised a scheme to turn the village against Shui. He spread rumors that the hare had been hiding food and only pretended to be generous. Some animals began to doubt Shui, but the wise elephant remained skeptical. "If Shui is greedy, why does he always help others?" she asked. Hyena grumbled. His plan wasn't working as expected. He needed something bigger. The stolen harvest. One night, Hyena sneaked into the storage hut and stole a large portion of food, hiding it near Kui's burrow. By morning, the animals were in an uproar. "Our food is missing again," shouted the antelope. "It must be Shu," Hyena declared. "Check his burrow." Reluctantly, the animals searched. To their shock, they found the hidden food. Shui, who had been asleep, woke up confused. Kui's trial. The villagers gathered. Some animals believed Shui was innocent, but others hesitated. "Why was the food near your burrow?" the parrot asked. "I don't know, but I promise I didn't take it," Shui insisted. Hyena smirked. "Lies," he shouted. "He should be punished." But the wise elephant intervened. "We need proof before we act." The hidden clue. Shui followed the tracks, which led to a bush near the river. There, he found a piece of hyena's fur stuck on a thorn. Smiling, he said, "I have what I need." The truth revealed. Shui called a meeting and presented the fur. "This fur was found near the stolen food's hiding place," he explained. "Whose fur does it match?" All eyes turned to Hyena. The villagers compared the fur, and it was a perfect match. "You lied to us, Hyena," the animals cried. Hyena's downfall. Hyena panicked. "I was hungry," he tried to explain. "I just wanted more food." The elephant shook her head. "Your greed has hurt us all." The villagers decided Hyena should no longer be trusted with community food. He would have to find his own meals from now on. Hyena was ashamed. He left the village, wandering the grasslands alone. Hyena was ashamed. Meanwhile, he left the animals rejoiced. Wandering the grasslands alone. They had learned an important lesson. Greed brings destruction. The animals rejoiced. While they had learned an important lesson. Greed brings destruction. While honesty and cleverness animal in Maziwa. As always ready to outwit troublemakers. He remained the cleverest animal in Maziwa. Subscribe, always ready to outwit our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.